Wind chill alert. We're not going to have any winter weather alerts, and we're not going to have any wind alerts for tomorrow. Rather, it's just going to rain quite a bit. All right, big weather story right now is the fog. Okay, friends, it is very, very foggy out there. Please, if you have to go out and about, take your time. Do not use your high beams. That makes it even more difficult to see when you're driving. The visibilities are really bad in places like Roanoke, Lynchburg, also at Smith Mountain Lake, not to mention Martinsville. You head further north, visibilities get a little bit better in Hot Springs and also into Lexington. So fact of the matter is this, friends, if you have to be out and about tonight, just take your time getting wherever you need to be. The roads are a little damp, and of course we have quite a few reduced visibilities as well. Here's a look at the radar, and the radar shows areas of drizzle and light showers. As a matter of fact, the radar actually has a little bit of trouble kind of picking up on the drizzle, so we may actually have a little more drizzle around than what you're seeing here on the radar. You'll notice a couple of green specks showing up here in Halifax County, a couple of green specks showing up in Franklin, also Henry, not to mention Patrick counties. Have some lighter showers actually out across portions of the NRV and Wythe, and also into Pulaski and Bland County. So overall, we have a little bit of rain around right now. Some of that rain is just embedded in the fog in the form of drizzle. We also have a couple of lighter showers around too. There's even heavier rain and more widespread rain in West Virginia. That rain for now is going to stay away from southwest, central, and south side Virginia. But what is headed our way is this batch of rain right here. What you're seeing out across portions of Tennessee and Kentucky, that's what's moving to the northeast. So what's southwest is moving northeast, and all that rain will be overspreading the region here later tonight into at least the first half to 2/3 of the day tomorrow. Now, you'll notice that we do have quite a bit in the way of some wintry weather north of us towards New England. Don't worry about that wintry weather. That is all going to stay away from us. But the showers to the south are indeed moving to the north. Let's time it all out for you. And again, you'll notice by around midnight, 1-2 a.m., the rain is going to start to fill in a little bit more than it is right now. And the morning commute tomorrow is going to be wet. There's no other way to say it. Just take your time getting to wherever you need to be in the morning. I'm hoping that the fog will let up a little bit once the amount of rain we see, the rain chances start to go up. Hopefully the fog will start to decrease. But regardless, at 7 a.m. it is going to be pretty wet for your morning commute. So I urge you to, just like you are right now if you're traveling, take your time getting to wherever you need to be. Now, beginning tomorrow, early afternoon, I think the rain will start to let up. It's not going to go away. It's just going to let up a little bit. So tomorrow morning is very wet. The rain may start to let up a little bit in the early afternoon hours. And then as we head into tomorrow evening, may have one more little batch of rain and maybe even a couple of embedded thunderstorms. So after about dinner time tomorrow, especially in areas south of 460 towards the south side zone, that's where we may have the best chance to hear a rumble or two of thunder come tomorrow evening. Once we get rid of this last batch of rain here Thursday evening, the rest of Thursday night actually looks to dry out a little bit. And Friday, there's only a couple of rain chances around for us, okay? Just a few showers possible on Friday. But we're not done yet. Another storm system is going to come at us from the southwest. That one's going to move to the northeast, and as it does, it's going to bring us another good shot for some rain on Saturday. So Saturday right now looks to be the wetter of the 2 weekend days. But just like this first storm system that we're dealing with this week, the second storm system this weekend, although the best chance for rain is Saturday, doesn't mean on Sunday we're going to be completely dry. We're just going to have the chance for a few lingering showers as we head into Sunday. So right now I'm thinking that the wettest part of your weekend will be from the late morning hours on Saturday all the way through potentially the evening hours of Saturday. So from roughly 11 a.m. through about 11 p.m. Saturday, I think that's going to be our wettest part of the weekend. So how much rain are we looking at? The answer to that question is, well, not as much as what they're going to see in South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, and Alabama. But we're going to see our fair share of rain around here as we head from now through Saturday, if not Saturday night. We're going to see anywhere from about a ½ an inch to 2 inches of rain, okay? You got to keep in mind that if this amount of rain was to fall on a dry ground, I don't think we'd have to worry about any flooding. But keep in mind, until today in some areas, maybe yesterday in other areas, we still had snowpack on the ground. So that snow melt is allowing for the ground to be a little bit wetter than it should be. And when you get this ½ an inch to 2 inches of rain on top of that already saturated ground, it could produce some localized flooding. I don't think we're going to have any widespread flooding issues by any stretch of the imagination, but we'll need to keep an eye on the chance for localized flooding. And we're also going to have to keep a close eye on those creeks, streams, and rivers as those levels may start to creep up a little bit here over the course of the next 24 to 48 hours. But the flood potential for this evening much higher in areas to the south and to the west of us, especially into Louisiana and Mississippi. Flood potential does increase a touch for us on Thursday. Notice most of us are in this green color here, which is a low risk, a marginal risk for some localized flooding. There's certainly a higher risk tomorrow as you head into North Carolina and Tennessee and points south. Friday, the flood potential all stays to the south of us. But then again on Saturday, when those rain chances start to go back up again, when the rain intensity starts to increase a touch again, that's when we could again have some localized flooding issues. So Thursday we'll need to watch, Saturday we'll need to watch. Again, don't anticipate, 5, 6, 7 flash flood warnings. I don't think that's going to be the case, but we could have a couple of flood advisories. May need to keep an eye on the New River in the mountains as those levels may start to creep up just a little bit here over the next day or two. This is interesting. It wasn't that long ago we were talking about how dire the need was for rain around here, okay? We were in a huge drought in November. This is very interesting because if you look at the numbers from September the 3rd to the time that the Matts Creek wildfires started on November the 12th, in that roughly 10-week time period, we only saw about 3 to 5 inches of rain. That's not much. But since the Matts Creek wildfires started on November the 12th through just yesterday, many areas have seen anywhere from about 9 to 11 inches of rain. So the rain totals before versus after the Matts Creek wildfire, the numbers tell the story, okay? Again, this fall was so dry for us. And if you remember, when we were doing these Appcasts to tell you just how dry it was around here, we were saying Mother Nature's the great equalizer. She's gonna make up for lost time. And she certainly has. Look at all the rain we've seen since mid-November around here. All right, it is 10:07 and it's 54 in Roanoke, 53 in Lynchburg. You're still 60 in Danville, 61 in South Boston, 56 in Wytheville. It's 55 in Hillsville and Galax. Very mild outside, no doubt, for this time of year. Temperatures right now actually above what our normal highs are for this time of year. Yes, the warm air is here, and it's going to be here for the rest of the week as the jet stream has lifted way up to the north. Going to be very, very warm on Thursday and on Friday. But this jet stream is also going to be one of the reasons why we're going to have these rain chances coming in every now and again for the next 3 to 4 days. This jet stream is going to allow for the southerly flow to grab moisture and bring it in our direction. Now, the jet stream by early next week going to dip to the south, and as that happens, we're going to start to cool off by early next week. But we'll worry about that when the time comes, right? Friday afternoon, high temperatures anywhere between 62 and 70 degrees. That could potentially be the warmest day we've had in more than a month since Christmas Eve, when we were very warm. Again, high temperatures on Friday, anywhere between 62 and 70 degrees. If I were to pick one zone that has the best chance to hit near 70 on Friday afternoon, it would be Southside. We're going from one extreme to the other. You know this. You've lived it. The lowest wind chill in Roanoke we've had in a while got down to 3 to 5 below zero just last Wednesday. Wasn't that long ago we were dealing with wind chills below zero. Forecast highs this Friday, 9 days after, looking at high temperatures in the upper 60s. Welcome to January, right? All right, for tonight, areas of drizzle, and then the rain starts to fill in a little bit more after midnight. Overnight lows tonight, mainly in the 40s and 50s. For tomorrow, the rain becomes a little more widespread. It's more consistent. There will be some breaks, especially later in the day. High temperatures tomorrow in the 60s virtually everywhere. Let's talk about that extended forecast. Temperatures on Friday, 68. Then temperatures start to go down this weekend. 54 on Saturday, 51 on Sunday. Temperatures fall into the mid to upper 40s Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Again, the next 3 to 4 days look unsettled with the best rain chances coming on Thursday and Friday, on Thursday and on Saturday. Lower rain chances for us on Friday and Sunday. Again, the best two opportunities for rain for us here over the next roughly 4 days will lie on Thursday and also on Saturday. By next week, we start to dry out and see more sunshine. What's interesting is we're going to be at our warmest when we're at our wettest and cloudiest. We're going to be at our coolest when we are at our sunniest here over the next 7 days. A little bit of a Freaky Friday in that. You would assume that the sunshine will warm us up quite a bit, but that's not going to be the case next week. It's going to be brighter next week, but it is going to be cooler. Current time is 10:10, and joining me is my good friend Allie. Allie, have you seen any questions or comments from what you've seen on our platforms? Perfect. Perfect. Okay, friends, we'll be back here in about 50 minutes from now with our 11 o'clock newscast. We do hope to see you then. Again, please know it's foggy out there. Please take your time getting to wherever you need to be. The fog may not lift until after the sun comes up tomorrow morning, so please bear that in mind as well.